Okay, my friends, I'm gonna ask you to give me some grace here, if you would, because 2K they've woven a tangled web here with all this injury stuff. All right, but then again, that's why I test it. So that's good. So at least now we can get it all straight, everything related to injuries, as best as the game will allow. Okay, and this is for new gen, all eras. And by the way, the updates that we're going to do in this video are only going to be in the video. I just like to give you guys, the viewers, a leg up, as whenever I can. So, all right, here we go. So the big issue, as you probably know, the injury duration is messed up. Okay, guys don't stay injured as long as they're scheduled to. Okay, so when you're looking at this, the first place that the mind would go is, let's just increase the injury duration slider, right? Well, this is 2K, so it doesn't always make sense, so not so fast there. Let's take a look. So this right here, this is with the injury duration slider at 44. Okay, and we can see that he was projected to be out until Valentine's Day, and he ends up coming back on Christmas Eve. All right, now this is with the injury duration slider at 94. Okay, and it's basically the same thing. Okay, so it only determines how much time they're initially scheduled to miss, but it's not going to increase the actual amount of time they actually miss. All right, so we got that. Now, the next thing, the injury severity slider, what about that? Well, that's pretty straightforward. Like, it's just, a higher setting's just going to give us more breaks and tears, right? While a lower setting's going to give us more nicks and bruises. Okay, it doesn't change how many injuries we get overall, like the total, and it definitely does not affect the recovery time that's going to be assigned to the injury, or the real recovery time that they end up, taking. All right, so the point is that neither of these sliders really have the capability to, cut to the root of the problem, okay, and address it, and totally fix it. Still, that doesn't mean that we can't use them to help with the problem. Okay, so follow me here. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to make the initial recovery time, right, that gets assigned to an injury, we're going to make that a little longer than we otherwise would, knowing that, in actuality, it's going to get cut short. Okay, so then at the end of the day, the real time that they end up missing ends up being closer to what they would miss, like in real life. Okay, sound good? So I'm going to take the injury duration slider. We're going to take this up to 78. That gets that end result as close to realism as possible. Now, we don't want to go any higher than that, because then it's going to start assigning stupid long amounts of time to little minor injuries. So we don't want that, but that right there at 78, that's the sweet spot. To go along with that, to kind of match it, complement it, we also do want to raise the severity slider just a little bit. Now with this, I like to have a third, right? So a third of the injuries we get to be minor, a third to be medium, and a third to be more serious. We're going to take this up to 45. Okay, that's going to get it right around that area, a third, as consistently as possible. Of course, it varies a little bit, but we're looking at the bigger picture. All right, now, the other problem with the sliders, it's the fact that there's so many more injuries that come up in the games that you simulate compared to the games that you actually play. 2K, if you're listening, I could just fix this completely and we could just be done with it. If you would just give us an injury slider that is only for played games. We don't have that, so a lot of things in 2K, we end up having to walk a fine line. You know, we don't want the injuries in the simmed games to get out of control and be too many, but, you know, at the same time, we want in-game injuries during the played games to be at least a possibility. And, you know, our settings to this point, they've done a pretty good job of striking that balance, if I may say so myself, but, you know, I have done some more testing, and with a few tweaks, we can make it even better. Okay, so injury frequency under the difficulty category, we want to take these both up to 48. Okay, now injury effects, this has changed somewhere over the course of the year, and the effects have just gotten too light. Okay, so we want to take these up to 52. And now let's come to the simulation category. It was just slightly off, so just up to 22 there. It's a tiny little increase. It's still really low, which it should be. Okay, so with in-game injuries, with these new updates, it's about 4 in-game injuries per 50 games played. Okay, and it actually comes out pretty much exactly split down the middle. 2 for the user, 2 for the CPU. Now, the simmed injuries with these updates, it's usually about like 13 teams that are dealing with an injury. Okay, like 12 to 20 injuries total across the league. Let's get back to the duration and severity sliders. I don't know why 2K does this, but for some reason you can only set those at the beginning when you start a new MyNBA. By the way, 2K, can you just change that? Why can't we edit these at any point? Why is it like the point of no return? I don't know. But duration and severity, you can only change these when you're starting a new MyNBA. So, given that, I mean, yes, it does help. The updates help to kind of like mask the problem of guys coming back too early. But I don't think it's worth restarting a league that you otherwise liked. Now, of course, if you're going to start a new league anyway, then yeah, of course, use all the new updates. You know, and by the way, I should say for that, if you are starting a new league, enter in the injury stuff manually during the setup, because we still can't download the MyNBA settings during the setup, and it won't let you edit them after you get into the league. By the way, 2K, you need to fix that too. Why can't we download the settings, the MyNBA settings during the setup? But yeah, enter in the injury stuff manually, and then once you get into the league, you can download all my MyNBA settings, you know that. Anyway, but yeah, if you're not starting a new one, then I would just use the other updates that we did and continue on. Alright, so, oh my god, dude, I just looked at a clock. Holy shit, man. Okay, I think this is taking long enough. I don't even know how long this video is gonna end up being, but yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna get on out of here, man. You guys know what to do. Comment, definitely comment if you got anything for me. Pop that like button before you go. Subscribe, turn your notification bell on. You guys know all this. All right, and I appreciate all you guys. Hope to see you back here next time. We're gonna update some MyNBA settings, especially the simulation sliders. I got some updates coming real soon for that. Stay tuned for that, man. I hope to see you there on the next edition of 2K with the Popboy.